Okay, so this is a review of a speaker I recently acquired just yesterday technically. It's the middle of the night as I'm recording this. Anyway, it is the Sony XE200 in what they are calling the blue color. Take a look at it. I personally call it a light blue. There's a number of reasons I got this. First was the available funds. And the price. I was able to get it from brand new from a guy on eBay. When I opened it, it was clearly new. Everything about the photo showed me that it was new. So yeah, I went ahead and got it. In stores, it retails for $130 plus taxes. In your choice of white or gray, kind of a white gray color, or black, or this here light blue. And it is also frequently on sale for about $100 on average. I was able to find it on eBay again in brand new condition for $46.99 with free shipping. After taxes, it came up to $49.81. So I'm like, wow, that's half the price of what I could get it for on sale in stores. Um, so why this speaker? Why not another? Just a quick tour here. I have an LG X Boom PL5, my fault. I have a JBL Go 3, and I have a JBL Extreme 3. So, yeah. Why this speaker? Well, because I was able to get it for $50. It's a big, well-known brand of speakers. Sony is no joke of a speaker by any means. And in the neighborhood I'm at, leaving it outside on the porch, even for a moment, I'm not saying it's a big concern, but if something should happen in that regard of it mysteriously missing, then I'd rather have something that is not very much for me in my situation, and that's able to get the funds in a way that just doesn't bother me. All I had to do was run some errands for some neighbors. So, yeah. Anyway, though, this one I had its big brother of a while ago called the Sony XE300. Emphasizes on that this is the XE200 for a moment. XE300 is basically exactly like this, except slightly larger. It's about an inch or and a half taller, I think. And it's, overall big around size, like, I don't know. But circumference, maybe is the word I'm looking for, is more notably bigger than how much taller it is. This also features a strap that they chose to give it for whatever reason, which is actually quite useful, yes. But I say for whatever reason because they chose not to put it on the XE300, even though it's bigger. Interesting, yes. Well, Bose a few years ago, maybe more than a few years ago, maybe several years ago, implemented a very, very similar technology. I think they called it something different, but the concept was the same as what Sony is billing as the line shape diffuser. As you can see from the photo here, it basically disperses and spreads out the music in all directions, coming from the center part of the speaker right here. This is all fabric. This is all fabric. This is all hard material. This is a plastic material with a slight rubber like light coating. It's definitely not rubber. It's definitely plastic, but it's got kind of like this coating on top of it that makes it feel a little bit rubbery. I bet if I put my nails into this hardly enough, I'd leave a lasting impression. What is that mark there? Oh, here. This thing shows. That's one thing I gotta say about it. It shows every little print, every little bit of smudge or dirt. It definitely attracts dust like a magnet. I mean, on the upside though, it cleans very easy. It wipes off very easy. You'll have no problem just, like, oh, there's something, and there it's gone. It's clearly meant to be set vertically, much like the photo shows, as opposed to, say, this way, which would be on the buttons, or even this way, which would eventually leave marks on that side. I guess you could flip it upside down if you want, but why would you keep it upside down? Definitely wouldn't want to have it this way, because not only would it not rest this way long, but also you'd be blocking out the speaker itself, or at least where the sound's coming from, I should say. This is kind of a scratchy material compared to the rest of it. And it's the only part that's like that, and I'd think they'd put that on the bottom. But no, the bottom's the same kind of rubbery coating, textured plastic material as, yeah, hear that? As the rest of it is. Make of that what you will. Okay, should be obvious by now, but just to make sure I'm covering all bases in the review here. Got your power button. Got your charge power light indicator. You got your charge indicator. Focus. You got your Bluetooth pairing button and Bluetooth pairing indicator. Apparently you can use this as a phone speaker, and with that it also doubles as your play and pause button. Your indicators for that, your plus and minus buttons, your battery, stamina, indicator, and you basically have a mute button essentially, cross out the mic, obviously it's a mute. Okay, again, just even though it's pretty blatantly obvious here, just because it's a review, this thing is kind of stubborn to get out. There it is. But it's very, very simple. Just one plug inside here. I will check in a minute, but to see the rating on this, but it is waterproof, and this is obviously the only port, so it needs to be covered by needs to be covered, otherwise it's not going to do very good waterproofing, obviously. Duh. Okay, let's see now here. Does it say anywhere on it that it's waterproof? I know it's waterproof. That's not the question. I just wonder if it actually says it's waterproof. Oh yeah, here you go. For those wanting confirmation on it, there you go. IP67 rating. Focus, you piece of shit camera. Excuse me here. IP67, same as what's on JBL and other waterproof speakers. Your Charge or your Extreme or your what have you, JBL that you might already have, that there's so many fans of, is why I'm using it as a comparison. Yeah, it's waterproof. So the good and the bad about it is very simple. The good is that it's not super heavy. It's got also a good bit of weight to it. It's like a Charge, really, in that regard. And overall, I mean, my hand versus the speaker itself. It's about the same size as a Charge 4 or a Charge 5 in an approximate sort of manner of speaking. Kind of palm it the same way too. I mean, you know. So yeah, it's got that for it. I believe it's rated at 30 watts of power. You look online, it's obvious. Depending on what site you look at it, you gotta make sure you're looking at the right information. Some of them give very obviously false info on the specs. I seen one saying that it is rated at 200 watts. Yeah, right. But no, it's really at 30 watts power. I don't believe that info is anywhere on the box here, though. All it says is IP67, 16 hours, battery life, of course, hands-free, and yeah, you can turn off the sound, you can mute it. Can't do that with all of them. What it's compatible with. Its motto, if you will, live life loud. But it doesn't actually say anywhere on here, not even in the fine print. Not even in the finest of fine print. And I read all this here on the bottom too, the exact wattage. So I guess have a little trust in me when I say that it's a 30 watt speaker. The slightly bigger brother is a 40 watt, the XE200, that is, which just makes sense. Now, as much as it compares to the Charge 5, I'd say the Charge 4 for this and the Charge 5 for the IP. Why did I start to say IP? Excuse me. Here, scratch that part. Ignore that. Sorry. As much as I'd compare to the Charge series, I'd compare this more to the Charge 4 and the XE300 to the Charge 5. If you know the Charge series, you know that the Charge 5 is ever slightly larger than the Charge 4. And it's kind of the same thing here. The big difference is that while this gets plenty loud enough, make no mistake about that, you won't be disappointed there. It definitely gets plenty loud enough. It's using a different kind of technology, and you're not really feeling a whole lot of bass. There's some, but it's definitely it's substantially more pronounced, like dramatically more pronounced on either the Charge 4 or Charge 5. I'm not saying this is void of bass. I'm just saying there's significantly less. I mean, like 80% less than on a Charge 4 or a Charge 5. Instead, it gets super loud and it remains super clear. That's what's cool about it. I mean, that's what this whole line diffuser technology is about. Line shape diffuser, excuse me, is about. Super loud without a ton of bass. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people are like, hey, no bass, no reason to care about it. Well, okay, sure, some people are going to have that take, but not everyone. Me, I just want something that sounds good and clear. If I want something with a lot of bass to it, I'll break out my Extreme 3, thank you. This, on the other hand, I can kick it with on the porch and just chill and relax there. So that's why I got it, as well as the price. So, yeah. Here we go again, one last final time. My review of the Sony XE200. Have a good day, everyone. Leave a like.